When we build a template for a component, we sometimes need styles unique to that template. For example, if we build a sidebar navigation component, we may want special li or div element styles. When we nest a component that requires special styles within a container component, we need a way to bring in those unique styles. One option is to define those styles directly in the template's HTML, but that makes it harder to see, reuse, and maintain those styles. Another option is to define the styles in an external style sheet. That makes them easier to maintain, but that puts the burden on the container component to ensure the external style sheet is linked in the index.html. That makes our nested component somewhat more difficult to reuse. But there is a better way. To help us out with this issue, the component decorator has properties to encapsulate styles as part of the component definition. These properties are styles and style URLs. We add unique styles directly to the component using the styles property. This property is an array, so we can add multiple styles separated by commas. A better solution is to create one or more external style sheets and identify them with the style URLs property. This property is an array, so we can add multiple style sheets separated by commas. By encapsulating the styles within the component, any defined selectors or style classes are only applicable to the component's template and won't leak out into any other part of the application. Let's try this out. Before we change any code, let's look again at our product list view in the browser. Notice the table headers. They could use a little color, so let's build an external style sheet for our product list component. We'll add a new file in the Products folder, and since this file only contains the styles for our product list component, we'll call it product-list.component.css. In this style sheet, we add a table header style. We can modify the t-head element styles directly because the style sheet is encapsulated in this component, and the styles defined here won't affect any other component in the application. We could add any other styles as needed to jazz up our product list component. To use this new style sheet, we modify the product list component. In the component decorator, we specify our unique style sheet. We add the style URLs property and pass it an array. In the first element of the array, we specify the path to our style sheet. Note that the style path is relative to the index.html file. We could add more style sheets here, separated with commas. Let's review the result in the browser. And we see that the table header is now a nice blue color. We can use the styles or style URLs property of the component decorator anytime we want to encapsulate unique styles for our component. Next up, let's dive into lifecycle hooks.